Hey everybody, wanted to do a little bit of an update on I've been posting some posts, and obviously you guys are seeing some of my teammates and team members posting their results, and I tell you, it's really fantastic to see some of my people getting better results than me. I mean, that's like absolutely fantastic. Like, I have a guy that started, like, I think at $2,900. His account's at $4,400 already. And that means he's well above the 1% per day average. So, you know, if you've been watching the compound calculator videos, you'll know why that's important, because you can understand what compounding 1% a day can do for you. And what does that mean? That is basically what we're trying to accomplish, is to get 1% a day that we're compounding into some kind of a large account that could be basically your retirement. But I have had a couple questions of people asking me, is this using a bot or AI? And I can tell you, no, it's not. It's not at all. And actually, thank God it's not. Because if it did, then things can happen like what's happened before. Before, I had an AI that I paid a lot of money for, and what happened is it worked for a couple months, and then it stopped working because the algorithm stopped working. In other words, what happens is they program it according to what's going on, but it can't make adjustments, right? So it's sort of like a dumb bot. So it works, and it will work. It might work for 2 or 3 months. It might work for 4 months or whatever, but then at some point it stops working because it can't make any adjustments. And talking about that, I want to talk about Forex as well, because this is way different than Forex as well. And what I mean by that is, if you've done any Forex trading, which I have, then you'll understand when you're Forex trading, you're not Forex trading against really other people. You're Forex trading against the banks. And the banks, they know that. So they do things to basically wipe out people's accounts. And what I mean by that is they set traps. And what they do is they'll let trades run to a point where the only one that could win will be the bank. And they do this all the time. And that's why a lot of people will talk about, I had a $50,000 Forex account and basically, got completely wiped out. And that's the same thing with the bots. Because you see, if you think about the bots in a Forex account, again, the bots can't trade against the banks. The banks, they do things they do things like pivots and things like this that, again, you learn about when you study trading. But all I can tell you is that in Forex, the banks definitely have a gigantic advantage, because they can move the market. And what that means is they can make the market move in the direction that they want. Okay, crypto trading's a little different. The banks really aren't here yet. And this is why I'm even now more excited about it, sort of sleeping on this last night, because I believe that there's a couple years of time here where smart people will take that time before the banks are really playing in the crypto markets heavy, where the normal you and me traders, and there are some whales as well, we get to play in the market before they come and sort of control it. Hope that makes sense, because again, when a bank or the banks start to play in these markets, they're called market movers. They can move the market, they can make the market, they can change the market, because the amount of money that they move into these trades. All right, so back to crypto and the fact that it's not a bot. So that is a gigantic advantage. The fact that it's not a bot is gigantic, because what it is a live trader. What our platform really is a connector between a person like me or you to a set of traders that we pay a subscription to for $99 a month. We pay to get access to hooking up our exchange to a live trader, right? And I'm going to talk about this too, because this is where it gets really good. The live trader is a real person, okay? I'm hooked up with a guy named Marcus. Marcus has been trading, I think, profession now for, 9 years or something like that. And I studied crypto trading for 3 years. I actually paid $100 a month to be part of a program where I learned about the charts, the candles, resistance, you name it, the whole thing, right? And the really cool thing is as you start to watch these trades being taken, and you actually will open up, let's say, a TradingView account, and you look at the chart on the trade that's been taken, because I've had people say to me, does this trade look right, Bart? And I'll, because they're saying they might see that the trade doesn't close for a few days. Well, that's fantastic, because that means he's waiting for the trade to close in his favor. And so far, what I've seen Marcus do, minus a couple teeny small moves, have been like really right on. I mean, like, it's just really amazing. It's like I'm learning from the trader as he's making the trades. Like, I know a lot. I don't know everything. I know a good amount. But me looking at the charts after he's made some of the trades, and I go out, because what happens, you zoom out, right? Zoom out means you go to different time frames. So you look at a 1 hour, you look at a 4 hour, and you look at the different time frames, and you'll understand, like historic highs and historic lows. And then you'll understand the candles, and you begin to look at, okay, what's going on, and why is this trade being taken? And you realize that, well, I realize that this guy really knows what's happening. Like, I used to sit there, because, this is why you want to have like 6 to 8 trades going at a time, because sometimes some of these trades might take 3 or 4 days to close. And a lot of people, what happens is they emotionally get involved, and they think, man, this is taking too long, this trade has got to close. Well, this is your account. You can close the trade, but you're going to make a terrible mistake, because he's not closing that trade for a specific reason. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because he knows that there's still a winner there. So he's willing to wait. And why would you lose money? Because you have to understand, this guy's doing this to make a living for himself. And what I mean by that is not selling his skill. He trades to make money, right? So that is it. We are trading with someone who's dependent on this to make his living. So do you think he's going to fool around and make a mistake? No. All right. Again, bot versus live trader. Here's a really big thing. A bot is an algorithm that's programmed into basically a set of parameters like mathematical equations. So the bot will make moves according to how the markets move, right? With different measurements and different aspects of why you take a trade or why the bot takes a trade. What it cannot do is it cannot adjust. What I mean by that is things happen in markets, okay? So it could be natural things that happen. It could be financial things that happen. It could be the fact that Coinbase is doing a public offering and creating a stock offering. Coinbase is. Now, that's huge. That's why the markets are actually making some really interesting moves right now. And it's just like piling on why our cryptos keep on gaining value. Because every day now, we get closer and closer and closer and closer to like full acceptance with Bitcoin and altcoins and the different types of cryptos that are out there, because a lot of these cryptos have very specific use features. They are made for doing specific things, and those specific things are crucial at some points. So some of these coins that are being traded have amazing potential. There's like Cardano's one, Polkadot. It's another one, has huge potential out there. And these are coins that are being traded right now, matter of fact, and we're making great money on them right now, as a matter of fact. But that is the thing. So a live trader can make adjustments, okay, where a bot cannot. A bot is programmed one time and it's not being updated. It literally is a bot that will run for a certain amount of time until it doesn't work anymore, right? But a live trader can make all the adjustments he needs. And so that is something that really became a great thing for me last night when I had a person asking me about that. And I said, you're right, because I lost a couple $1,000s on a bot once, right? Because again, it couldn't make an adjustment. I have a lot of friends that lost money on bots. And you end up spending a lot of money on a bot as well, besides the money that you lose in your account. And then topping it off, if you do it in Forex, well, again, you're already up against the wall because you're betting against the banks. And the banks don't really lose. So with that, that is the exciting part. Now, I'm going to go into a couple little things. We are trading crypto. Our cryptos are being traded in our exchange, whether it be Binance if you're out of the United States, which, by the way, I recommend Binance if you're out of the United States. If you are in the United States right now, the best option is Kraken, okay? Kraken. We are trading crypto, so you have to be able to get crypto. So if you need to get crypto, buy Bitcoin, whatever it is, Ether, to be able to transfer into your exchange, you'll need to set up a Coinbase account, right? You need to set up a way for you to purchase it. All this stuff is really easy. I mean, it's just literally a matter of like KYC. So it's like signing up and then proving who you are and then doing whatever it is you need to do to make this happen, which is basically make your transaction to be able to get crypto that you can put into your exchange, and then you're going to convert it all to USDT. Now, I'll explain what USDT is. USDT is like an altcoin that's tethered to the US dollar. And what that means is it's like equivalent to the US dollar. So it's like saying I have US dollars in my crypto wallet, but it's in the form of what they call a USDT tether. And why is that important? Well, it's important because you and I, if we live in America, and even if you live in Europe, you have a knowledge of what your dollar is worth, right? Your dollar is worth something that's pretty standard. It's pretty flat, right? Forgive inflation and all the other things that happen to create, less value or more value in your dollar. But basically, your dollar is very flat. But it's your baseline. It's your center line, right? So the traders right now are trading with the USDT tether as the base, and then making trades on Bitcoin, Ether, EOS, Chainlink, what are some of the ones? DOT, Cardano, okay, Litecoin. So what they're doing is they're making trades. They're buying a certain amount of Litecoin or a certain amount of Bitcoin or a certain amount of Ether, and they're buying at a point where they have a very strong evidence that it's going to raise in value. And that's why when you look at my pictures, you'll see some of my trades are at 3%, some of my trades are 2.9%. I've had a couple trades that were like 12%, some were 8%. And believe me, there's losses as well. Like my trader took 2 losses last night, very small losses, which was fantastic because he lost, I think, 1% on one trade. And you could tell what happened because he made the trade and you could tell he closed it like within 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So I think what he saw is he saw an opportunity, took the trade, and then whatever that meant, what happened is something happened to change that, where he just said, I'm going to get out of this right now. Now, the funny thing about that is one of them he made a trade on, he immediately got out of, and then about an hour later, he got back into the same coin. It was EOS. And then he was in that trade for only about like 3 hours and then got 7%. So on the same coin, EOS, we took a 1.3% loss. It was very quick, like 5 minutes. And an hour later, he bought it again and he took like a 7.8% win. So what does that mean? Well, that 7.8 minus the 1.3 means we still had a 6.5% net gain, which again, guys, is massive. I mean, just think about this. Okay, think about this. Play with the compound calculator. This is all we're doing. We're not expecting miracles. There's people that are doing way more than 1% with this. And I'm not saying it won't be more than that. What I'm saying is I like to have what's called a realistic expectation on a plan that I can execute to get me a result. I do this in my job as well. I have a realistic expectation and goals and how I plan to do my work and how I make my money, like when I'm out doing my sales. It's the same thing with this trading. If you have a realistic expectation to be able to make 1%, and you do everything you can to make sure that your account is working correctly, which is, again, has to be between 6 to 8 possible trades. What does that mean exactly to you, so you understand that as well? Okay, I'm going to use big numbers because they can be turned into small numbers as well. Well, I'll do a small number. Suppose you had a $600 account, okay, in your $600 USDT tether in your Binance, okay? You would set up your trading account to $100, or you could set up to like 80, but basically $100 will allow you to get into 6 trades at a time. Now, why is that important? I had 3 trades. I've got 3 trades right now going on in one coin that still hasn't closed. At the same time, I have other trades that are closing and opening and closing and opening and closing. And he's not closing the other 3 trades until there's a win. So when that wins, he's going to close it. I know it's going to win too because I can see it in the charts that it's going to go my direction. I know it. So it's really cool. But that's why you want to do, this is why you want to have 6 able trades. I really like 8. For me, my magic number is 8, okay? I've seen people with the setting of 10. So they can do 10 trades at once, all right? I like 8. For me, I can pay a lot of attention. I'm learning as this is going. You know, I had someone, pretty wise person, tell me, listen, I'm learning how to trade doing this. So they're going, yeah, you will. Because if you start to pay attention and start to look at your charts and see why these trades are being taken, you're going to start to see the patterns and you're going to go, geez, I get it, right? So it's educational as well. But the good thing is again, if you can take 6 trades and let's say 2 trades go into a 4-day trade, well, you could still have 4 other trades going off every single day. So you could be doing 4 other trades every day, opening and closing, while the other 2 are going through the process of getting to the end, the win, right? Okay. Now, how do you get this 1%? Get this, and this is the easy part, okay? 1% of $3,000 is $30. 1% of $5,000 is $50. 1% of my account right now is $6,000 is $60. So all I'm shooting for every day at this point, right, at my $6,000 account is a $60 win, right? That's nothing, okay? Now, how does this happen? Suppose that I'm only getting 4 or 5 trades a day, even though I'm open for 8. Okay, well, guess what? If I'm getting trades that are closing at 7%, let's use this number, 8. If I have a trade close at 8%, one trade, and it's 1/8 of my money, that one trade accounted for 1 day's profit. Does that make sense? It will. Let me do it again. I can take 8 trades, right? So my account right now is set at $770 a trade, right? If I make an 8% profit on one trade, I just covered my whole account for 1 day, right? Because that will give me 1% for my entire account. 8 divided by 8 equals 1, right? And this is the beauty of it. Yes, there's going to be a loser trade every now and then. You know, I don't see big ones. I see tiny little ones. I mean, 1.3%, whatever. I've seen 13. I have a friend that showed me a 14.9% win. Okay. Massive. That's massive. A 14.9% win would basically cover your account for 2 days in your 1% profit projection, right? Hopefully this is making sense because, again, I'm a math person, so for some people, it'll go over your head. But basically, what's happening now is I looked at it this morning. I don't know the exact number, but when I did it today, my $6,000 account in the end of 30 days will be just over 8,000. I think it's like 8,024. So compounding 1% a day on my $6,000 account at the end of 30 days, my account would be worth $8,000. Okay, now here's the second part. Because you're compounding every day, you have to make adjustments. I already had to make an adjustment since I founded, my account with the 6,000, which means I added extra money to be able to get to 6,000, which was Monday morning. Okay, by Tuesday evening, my account was up $247. So that means I made 4% in 36 hours on my account. That means I have 4 days of my 1% a day covered. I'm 2 days in advance. right? Now, my account has already up now, I think, $311. So now I'm up 5 days. Today is technically 2.5 days in. So I'm already ahead of the schedule, right? You understand how I'm doing my math? And do you understand your potential? Like I had someone, a very smart person, been watching all my videos, say to me, hey Bart, you know, if it happens faster, that's just great. And I said, you're right, it could, and it will be great. You know, and what I did is, you know, I took a look at my birthday in 2022, and I want a 7-figure account before my birthday in 2022. Right now, the date, according to the calculator, says it's September 8th, 2022. I'll have a 7-figure account, right? And that's if I'm not taking anything out, and I won't take anything out, because that's all I'm trying to do is build up this account, so that, well, I have an account large enough that I can start taking some of my profits out, right? And then you can trade and take profits out, and then do whatever you want with that. Again, you know, 1% on a 7-figure account, even if it's in exactly one 7-figure account, 1 million, that's $10,000 a day. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's like, do whatever you want money. Live wherever you want money. Don't give a shit money. You know? So, and what I mean by that is, like, yeah, for some people that's nothing. They want to, you know, they want to make $100 million. I don't care about that. That's not my reality. My reality is I want to be able to do whatever I want. I want to get up when I want. I want to travel where I want. I want to have complete freedom. That's how I'm doing it. So yeah, there's the big point, right? So we're trading in USDT. You have to be able to have an exchange outside the United States with Binance. Inside the United States, Kraken right now is the best option. You're going to have to get Bitcoin or something to start with. Really, your minimum account has got to be, it's got to be $500. And really, I don't want to even sit there and buffalo dust anyone, if you want to call it that. You're going to have to start with a minimum of $500. And why I say that is because you're going to have to be able to cover the cost of your membership, which is $99 a month, to get access to this. You know, a better number is 1,000. But here's what some people are doing, and this makes a lot of sense, because if you said, okay, I'm not going to lose my money, but I don't want to commit everything to it. So I'm going to start with $500. I'm going to pay the $100. I'm going to be prepared to pay the second $100. But what I'm doing with the $500 is I'm proving to myself that it works. Very easy. Take the compound calculator, take the $500, set it on 1% a day, 7 days a week, 100% reinvest, and see what the $500 will do for you. It'll cover the cost of our subscription. This is a great way to test it, okay? Almost everyone on my team has added funds. I don't think anyone hasn't yet. Everyone I know has added funds. Other people are beginning to realize, man, this is really working good. So they're telling other people about it. You know, and I have a couple people that have sponsored a couple people, which will offset the cost of your subscription. Because, you know, it's not a gold mine, but you make $21 a person that you share it with that comes in. And so if you think about it, you know, 5 people paying that money will pay for your subscription. So if that's what you're trying to do, you just want to share it with 5 people. Really won't be hard, because, you know what? Success is a magnet. People want to see success. And this company, this program works because it's not a bot, because it's not an algorithm, because it's fair, and because it isn't some mystery man, the Wizard of Oz, sitting behind the curtain doing the trades. You see these guys, they come on Hangouts, they come on Zooms, they talk about their trading style. Listen, I know people that would trade in a different style. I'm not going to sit there and try to pretend to tell anyone how they're supposed to trade or what trading style they should follow. There's a guy that does long-term trades, right? He might only trade 20 trades in a month, maybe even less, maybe 15. And your trades, you might only be setting your trade at 4 at a time. And you might be sitting in a trade for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, right? For his system to work with you. Now, if that's your style and that's something that makes you more comfortable, great. That wasn't what I was trained. When I was trained to buy little profit trades. You know, when we were in training, they're like, look, you wait for the setup, and then 1, 2, 3, boom, you've got a trade, and there's your trade, and you walk away happy with a couple percent. Okay, right now we're doing better than that. Thank God, our traders incredible. But you know, fact is, here's what you got. When you take your money and you split it up between 6 to 8 trades, think about this. What is your risk? The risk is tiny, because only 1/8 or 1/6 of your money is involved in something that could turn negative. Now, there isn't a single coin out there on the planet that'll turn into a zero, unless it's maybe Dodge, because it was set up as a joke. All these other altcoins are set up with a use case. There's a reason why they were developed, right? You can see the white papers on them. There's people that are very knowledgeable what they're supposed to do. So they're never going to turn to zero. You know, you're never going to lose your money. You know what I mean? And even if you had a bad trade that you lost 20% on, think about that for a second. Suppose you had a trade that you lost 20% on, okay? Now, that, for a lot of people, that'd be hard to swallow. You'd be mad just because you'd be mad. But what does that mean exactly? If you had 7 other trades get you 3%, you're actually up 1%, right? So there's why this is so attractive, because it makes a lot of sense. There's just so much to this. I could go on for hours and hours and hours, but what I'd rather do is be able to do little parts of things that come up that I feel like I should share. And this was the one that really came up, and again made me feel extremely thankful and grateful that I've been able to share this with people who are getting incredible results, as good if not better than me, because again, I made a mistake in my first setup. All right, I have a person who set up right away the right way. He's way over 1% a day. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you got something out of that. I'll keep doing these and keep you updated as they go, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.